So a really great question is, what is radiation and how is that different from other forms of energy? Well, conventionally, radiation is any form of particulate matter that transmits through space which carries energy. Could be kinetic energy, could be simply momentum as you get in the form of a photon. What really becomes of interest in terms of radiation is not so much what you get, say, with radio waves or microwaves, where you can heat things at a distance, infrared, like what you get from the red heat off of a burner, but specifically ionizing radiation. And when it comes to photons, those photons have to have enough energy, not just to excite atoms and to cause them to jostle and move around, in other words, make heat, but actually to rip an electron off of that atom. When you ripped an electron off of an atom, you've ionized it. And that, depending on the material, is going to be a certain amount of energy of the photon. That ionizing radiation energy is typically in the realm of, say, around many tens of electron volts, just to overcome the work function, that threshold energy to take an electron off of an atom. So anything above that, say 100 electron volts, is going to be ionizing. And that's what we get from the sun. You can get 20, 30 electron volts, and that can be ionizing, and that can cause skin cancer. And so large doses of ionizing radiation we know are harmful. They can kill if you get a large enough dose. There are other forms of ionizing radiation. Electrons, if they're highly accelerated, they can also be ionizing. They just bounce into other electrons and knock electrons off of atoms. Alpha particles, or the nuclei of helium, if those are accelerated, they're ionizing. They can rip electrons out of a material and knock atoms around and cause a lot of damage into a material if they have a high enough energy penetrating the material. They're very short range, though. Typically, a piece of paper would stop an alpha particle that's generated, say, from natural radioactivity. You can have other forms of ionizing radiation, like an iron nuclei. If you stripped it of its electrons as you accelerated it through a material in one way or another, it's going to cause ionization. Neutrons can also be ionizing. High-energy neutrons will recoil off of protons and cause that proton to become a high-energy particle, so that the neutrons, like billiard balls, will knock into protons in water, say the water in your body, something like that, and cause these high-energy protons to exist from the recoil of the neutrons interacting with those. And so those are the main forms of ionizing radiation that we deal with in industry and so forth, is alpha, beta, gamma, and neutron. There are, again, other forms, neutrinos and stuff like that, but generally anything else is pretty much negligible unless you're talking about cosmic radiation, where you have all kinds of fancy stuff like the iron nuclei. So I hope that answers the question in a simple enough way that you can understand it. Probably the best I could do in a short little TikTok. So thanks for the question. Have a good day, and thanks for watching. Bye.